Hello, starseeds and awakened ones. Angela, the Arcturian angel, transmitting for you guys once again. How is everybody doing? How is everybody handling this crazy eclipse energy? I just wanted to come on today and talk a little bit about what I've been picking up with everything that's been going on, and just kind of what's been going on with me, and what I'm picking up collectively for everybody. So when the June 21st summer solstice happened, I felt a big wave of purge energy, and I felt like we all purged from the solstice to this eclipse that happened yesterday. And when the eclipse happened, I felt the energy really shift, and it felt very karmic to me. It literally felt like everyone who's on the top is going to be on the bottom, and everyone who's on the bottom is going to be on the top, meaning the karma wheel is going to, or has reset itself. And I've been seeing this happening in the past few months, just with more and more people like not being able to get away with being sneaky and conniving and just dark. They're just getting exposed like really quick. And so I've been seeing more and more of this, but I feel like there was a big shift yesterday that kind of reset that karmic wheel, as far as it's been kind of out of balance. Like, we've noticed that people can be really shitty and not have any kind of karmic anything come back on them, for years, and sometimes never. I mean, look at what's going on in the White House, and we haven't seen any kind of karma play out, even though, karma really isn't about punishments and rewards. It's more about cause and effect. But it's going to be a lot more instant cause and effect now, like instant manifestation, instant karma. If you deceive somebody and be dark like that, you're instantly going to get exposed now. Like, we're just not in an energetic space anymore that supports that type of behavior. And so it's really pushing a lot of people to have to face their shit. Like, it's literally been set on their lap. Like, this is your shit. You need to do something about it. And it's gonna just happen that way in more and more undeniable ways as we move through this next 6 months. So everybody's gonna really have to deal with their stuff. And it's like the last thing that anyone wants to do, and people will do pretty much anything to avoid it, but it's so necessary, you guys. We cannot get into higher frequencies if we have the baggage and the anchors of trauma. So I feel like the masculine energy is really being called upon right now to make some significant changes. The masculine is really being faced with themselves and their behavior and their disconnection from heart center, and a lot of them are having to kind of face the truth about how they've been behaving and how they've been treating other people. And I feel like this eclipse has been really mostly about the masculine beings and the masculine energy. It's about money, it's about power, it's about things coming back into balance, where we were out of balance on a collective level, with extreme poverty, with all the lies and corruption in the government, and just the imbalance of our current society. We're going to start seeing this come much more into balance now. And so the systems and structures that used to work before are no longer going to work. And this is what people are going to really start to see and find out for themselves And people are going to be faced with their trauma. And I've seen this. I've seen this on my social media, just people freaking out because they're all of a sudden faced with their trauma and their behavior, and there's just this certain energy of accountability in the air for everybody, women and men, because even as women, female, feminine beings, we still have a masculine energy. We're both masculine and feminine, all of us, but we represent as feminine beings here on earth right now. So we represent the divine feminine. And so we need to be, as women, what the divine feminine is and move out of our own corrupted programming. So, but this energy right now, I feel like, is more about the masculine. The masculine beings really need to do this healing so that we can really start to see some significant changes on a collective level. Right now, the masculine are kind of fighting it tooth and nail, and until they decide to work through that, progress will remain slow, I think. So I feel like it largely depends on the masculine beings right now. And once they create safe space for the feminine, then we will join. But right now, it's not safe for us with the masculine, and so we are keeping very much to ourselves. I know I am, as far as getting entangled with any sort of masculine beings right now, just until they work through, more of their stuff. So, but I'm here to support and guide them as much as I can, and to help them really zero in on those wounds that they have so that they can heal them. And healing is more about willingness than anything. A lot of people just aren't willing to face their shadows and face their fears and their anxieties and everything that they're so afraid of. But when you really start to dig into what it is that you think you're so afraid of, you really start to see that, wow, why was I so afraid of that? And it seems so insignificant, but it can take and disrupt a huge part of our lives when we are running in toxic programming. So it's really important that we are, reprogramming ourselves, that we are healing. I mean, that's always going to be the core of everything that I talk about, because I think that is what will fix the world, is if every single person heals their wounds and their traumas. It really is that simple. And so by healing those wounds and traumas, we get to elevate our consciousness and expand our horizons and our understandings of ourselves and each other. And that's how we come into oneness. So yeah, it's been pretty crazy, guys. Lots of karmic shifts, lots of dissolving of karmic contracts as well. I know for me, it marks a point where I'm ending a long cycle of difficulty. So I'm really looking forward to what lies ahead now that the hardest part is over. And I think things are just going to keep getting better and better, you guys. But it's probably going to be a lot of duality playing out while things come back into balance. And, in 6 months from now, in December and January, I bet that a lot will have changed. So we'll have to check back in December or January and see where we're at and what kind of things have happened since then. But I think we've made a lot of progress in 2019. I think we've really done a lot of work. We've made it through some painful traumas and woundings. We've integrated a lot. We've purged a lot. We've just been working our spiritual booties off. And I think there's going to be some payoff to that in the next 6 months for us. So especially those of us that are, really struggling like financially and trying to come back into balance with our own, career and money situations, as well as our romantic partnerships and our family connections. Like, everything is just kind of has to be shaken up in order to come back into balance. So all we can do, y'all, is just ride those waves. ride the waves and do what you are intuitively guided to do, you know. That's why it's so important that we have that connection with our intuition so that it can guide us through these energies and really help us to find our direction and which way to go. So things are shifting and changing. I know I've been going through some transformations myself. That's why I haven't really put any videos up this last week, because I just wasn't in a place of being able to transmit. I was receiving frequencies, so and integrating those, and I'm still in the process of integrating those, but I did want to come on and share about just what I've been feeling with this eclipse, and see, you know, what you guys think and what you're feeling and what you're seeing. It's pretty chaotic out there. I think if you have been doing the work and, you know, you've been really working the past 6 months on purging and stuff, I don't think this energy is really going to affect you that much. Like, it really hasn't shaken up my world as much as it has other people's. But there's still definitely changes and shifts happening for me too. But some people are having a harder time, and those are the people that have those traumas that haven't been dealt with. So, you know, getting in there and working through those traumas is really going to make these energies a lot easier to deal with and to integrate. And, you know, because it's just going to keep getting more and more intense as we go into higher and higher frequencies. So we don't want those anchors of emotional baggage and trauma and wounding to keep us down. So I hope everyone's hanging in out there and not getting too trampled by this crazy goings-ons. And yeah, so let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time.